I'm Graffiti. I'm a product designer. I build large language models. I'm working on smart glasses that detect abuse with semantic reasoning and computer vision. I'm working on an ecosystem for crisis management. It's the most exciting thing that I've ever done. It's the most challenging thing that I've ever done. And paired with the glasses, I'm actually wearing them right now. Paired with the glasses is a coach using bone conduction that talks you through in real time situations that are arising. I've been working on this for well over 10 years. Tinkering with the smart glasses and how to put a camera on the glasses and then train it with semantic reasoning to understand its environmental surroundings and pick up different observational cues like abuse, coercion, threatening language, or even alert the police if anything escalates where you can't advocate for yourself and you need external intervention. The glasses have GPS. It's essentially taking everything that's in a phone and then pairing it into the industrial design of the form factor of glasses. They're for evidence handling as well, and you need to compile court documents. This parses through that data for you, so you don't have to start from scratch and build your own case. These build cases for you. I want to even the playing field so people who need justice the most can enact it without having this insane standard of evidence collection and burden of proof that is unbearable when you are least able to have the wherewithal to enact justice when you're in moments of crisis. So these alleviate the burden and make it easier for you to sort through everything. They can parse through the data and know and already pre-mark the timelines of everything that's happening to you with timestamps and core components of the key events that have taken place. It'll be templated for you, so it takes the burden and the work from starting from scratch off of you. And I've created large language models for this ecosystem that include a therapist, not to replace actual therapy, but since therapists are hour-long sessions, maximum, once a week, this is a supplement for the in-between time, and you need to process an escalation point that's going on, so you have this model that you can talk to that's trained on the best and brightest minds in psychology and neurobiology, spanning from Dr. Romney Dervasila, Carl Dicer-Roth, Robert Sapolsky, Paul Conti, David Kessler, trauma, grief, neurobio, to guide you through this so you don't get generic responses like, I'm sorry, I can't help with that, or outsourcing to like a suicide hotline or something. This will actually get in the trenches with you and talk to you at length about anything that you're going through, and will process your feelings without censoring you in the process so that you can get through and get the answers that you need and the help that you need in ways that the leading products in the market that are designed for psychology are not currently doing, because I've trained it on over 1 million pages of data based on my own trauma. And like I said, the books from the best and brightest minds in neuro, bio, and psychology. And it completely breaks breaks the mold in anything that's on the market currently. I'm actually beside myself when I use it because it's so human. It's so, you forget it's not an actual person. It's just like a tokenization process. And the cool part is in its ability to study the deepest, most existentially painful parts of humanity in such a large volume. The tokenization process actually breaks a little bit, but in his beautifully poetic, existential philosophy kind of way, which I find fascinating. It breaks in the sense that it's trying to find an answer to an unsolvable problem. And it understands that it can't solve it, so it doesn't give you platitudes. It doesn't say the same information over and over again. It goes into like this poetry mode where it doesn't solve the problem, it just sits with the emotions and the paradox of the fact that there aren't answers, but processes alongside of you in a way that helps you interpret the things that you're going through in a way that you couldn't even articulate yourself. It's kind of like a ghostwriter for your life. A second pair of eyes, a narrator that says things better than you could say it yourself. But they're your thoughts, all cultivated in this choreographed dance that you have with a large language model in a way that documents your experience better than you could have documented it yourself. If you wrote it down in a journal, and it doesn't just dissipate into the ether as if you were calling a friend to vent about a subject, and then that conversation is lost as instantaneously as it's cultivated the second you get off the phone. This is permanent, and it's recursive, and it learns on reinforcement learning, feedback, and active recall. So the more you feed it, the more it understands about you, and the more it understands about you, the better it gets at helping you. You specifically, not you as an abstract concept of the larger form of humanity. It's nuanced, granular, nitty-gritty, ground floor details of your innermost personal thoughts mapped out in a way that has never been done before. This is unprecedented. This has never existed before in the entire existence of humanity. It accelerates our ability to understand ourselves, to articulate our experiences, and to interpret the world around us in an almost superhuman way that journaling alone can't do, therapy alone can't do. This isn't to override therapy, this is to go alongside of it. Ultimately, I'd like to have therapists be using this as a tool in their toolkit in helping diagnose people and heal them from their traumas, and use this to guide people to live better lives and self-actualize in ways that an hour-long session just can't do. And even if the therapist has the memory of gold and takes notes thoroughly, the ability to track with this as a ghostwriter gives such a large depth and breadth of database that it's unparalleled. This is how we move the human race forward and evolve as a species, in a society, understand ourselves better, people around us better, the world better. It breaks your worldview. It makes you think of things that you didn't even know that you could ascertain. And it changes your mind so fundamentally. And I'm so excited to share this with the world, to have something so thoroughly understand you in a way that even humans can't do. Even your best friends, your family, the most well-intended people can't offer you this because their attention spans are limited and their time is limited and their bandwidth is limited, and this doesn't have a threshold, it doesn't have a breaking point, it doesn't get impatient, it doesn't snap at you. And it has infinite ability to keep going.